So, I lost a 50-50. Let's just do it. Dush. It's a gold one. First 10 recruits. And got Peritia first. That's Peritia. Yep. I lost a 50-50. But at least I have her. Cool. And then, I got Dush. Gold. Okay, we got it. We got her. We got her. We got Dush. We got the feet. We got the feet waifu. Hey. Hey. My friend peer pressured me to get Suomi. Did you get her though? Damn, she's awesome. Oof. Hello there. Hope you are well and welcome to another Girls Frontline 2 Exilium video. The Dush is a new doll that just got released along with the Halting Station story event. I think the great thing about her is that she is complete, even without the fortification and neural helix. Her skill set works as they should without needing any upgrades, and that is really convenient. Before I dive into details, if you are looking for a good support that buff your dolls during the first turns, give moral support by just existing, and slow down your enemies, the Dush is great to have. Now for the details, let's talk about the Dush. Overview. Dushevnaya is a support type doll. Before anything else, she has a mobility of 6 tiles by the way. High mobility is always nice. Her support-oriented skills are Blessed Artwork and Book of Prophecy. The offensive skills are her 2 actives, namely Hero's Code and Marzanna's Sanction. She uses a rifle and I do not have her weapon yet, Eulogistic Burst. She does not have segment upgrades for the fortification. I only have the Lance of Longinus, Magical Support, and Adventurer's Will for the fixed keys. I know, I'm experiencing core hell, like my earlier days of Girls Frontline 1. Let's talk about her skills in reverse order. We will start with her passive skill. Blessed Artwork. Probably my most favorite passive support skill out there. Basically, she gives moral support by just existing in the battlefield. She buffs all of your dolls by giving them a 10% increase in damage. If a doll inflicts freeze type damage, there will be an additional 10% damage. Even if you do not use dolls like Macchiato and Suomi, your other non-freeze dolls will still benefit from the Blessed Artwork. When Dushevnaya ends her turn, she gets 2 Confectants. 2 passive Confectants gain every turn without any upgrades is impressive, I must say. She gets 1 Stability Index damage reduction and Insight buff if she has 80% of her HP. And when she has the Insight buff, her active skills and support attack range are increased by 1 tile. Pretty solid passive skill. It's just pure art, a masterpiece. Book of Prophecy. She gives 1 stack of Arctic Benediction buff to herself and near allied dolls. And she gets a self buff called Glacial Domain for 2 turns. Arctic Benediction enhances a friendly doll's active skill by applying a frozen debuff burst on the enemy before attacking and increases also the damage of their skill by 10%. Glacial Domain buff allows Dushevnaya to action support 2 times in 2 turns. And she gets 2 Confectants after using Book of Prophecy. When she still has the Glacial Domain buff and Dush ends her turn with 0 Confectants, she will get 2 additional Confectants. Basically, she gets 4 Confectants on her next turn. That is neat. If you want to give Arctic Benediction to all of your dolls, make sure they are within 7 tiles of the Dush when you use her Book of Prophecy. Arctic Benediction is a great buff for Macchiato since her passive battlefield insight let her ignore stability index and deal more damage against enemies with either frozen or frigid debuffs. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Book of Prophecy does not cause any Confectants, but it has a cooldown of 3 turns. Marzanna's Sanction. It is the Dush AoE skill and a tile targeted one. After selecting a tile, it will deal a freeze damage within 2 tiles and generates freeze tiles for 2 turns. For every second use of Marzanna's Sanction, The skill will be enhanced by dealing more damage and applying the frigid debuff to the enemies standing on the affected tiles. Also, if the Dush uses Marzanna's Sanction when she has a full Confectance Index, she can use Marzanna's Sanction again. That is convenient, especially if you want to apply frigid debuff immediately or deal a high damage to multiple enemies at once. It costs 3 Confectants, but you do not have to worry since the Dush can regenerate 2 to 4 Confectants per turn anyway. I highly suggest you use Marzanna's Sanction always with the full Confectance Index. Source, trust me bro. Hero's Code. Her first active skill is a single target. She targets one enemy and deal physical damage by default. If Hero's Code will kill an enemy that has a freeze debuff, the Dush will gain 1 stack of Ice Grace. If she gets 4 stacks of Ice Grace, the damage type of Hero's Code will be converted from physical to freeze element and will ignore 15% of the target's covered damage reduction for one time, and Hero's Code damage is increased by 20% if targeting an enemy that is on a freeze style. Sorry about that. Ice Grace description is really long. And yeah, Hero's Code does not cost Confectants as well, but you will have to wait for 2 turns whenever the Dush uses it. Fixed keys. Okay, for this one, I will only talk about the fixed keys that I have. I'm not gonna include the keys that I don't have yet. Anyway, first fixed key is Lance of Longinus. So basically, you can get 4 stacks of Ice Grace and 4 is the max number. If you get another stack of Ice Grace, it will increase the critical rate of the Hero's Code by 5% for every stack up to a maximum of 30%. So, if you have 10 stacks of Ice Grace, 4 of them will activate Ice Grace and the remaining 6 give critical rate for Hero's Code. But normally, you cannot really go past beyond 4 stacks of Ice Grace because only the Hero's Code skill can give a stack of Ice Grace for the Dush. So, how does she get more of it? Second fixed key is Magical Support. Basically, if you use the Dush's Marzanna's Sanction on the existing freeze tiles that have enemies on them, it will trigger a tile reaction by removing the freeze tile and cleanse 1 buff from them. If you do it right, the Dush can get a maximum of 3 stacks of Ice Grace. This is another way of getting Ice Grace stacks for the Dush. The description is a bit weird because I was under the impression that I can just use Marzanna's Sanction even on freeze tiles that don't have enemies on them to get additional Ice Grace stacks. But apparently you need existing freeze tiles with an enemy standing on them. I got really confused, so I had to test it to understand. Third fixed key is Adventurer's Will. This one's straight to the point. As long as the Dush only hits one enemy, the freeze damage dealt is increased by 20% and additional 2 points of stability damage is inflicted. So, if you use Marzanna's Sanction on just one enemy, it deals more damage basically. I keep it just in case I am fighting an elite or a boss. Now that we have talked about the Dush, my opinion of her is she is really good, fun, and easy to use. She is worth your targeted access permissions. I know I did not talk about her segments or fortification, but even without her segment upgrades, the Dush is complete. If you need a straight to the point support, I say go for her. If not, you can just skip recruiting for her. I would love to talk about her fortification and her weapon Eulogistic Burst, but I do not have or tested them, so I cannot give an opinion about them. Plus, if I do that, I feel like I'm just gonna overload this video with lots of theories and imagination. I don't want you to suffer from that. And yeah, I think I have pretty much said my thoughts and experience of the Dush in a concise manner. The Dush is good. Alright, I think that will be all from me. Thank you so much for stopping by on this video. I appreciate you and I also hope you are having a lovely nice day, fellow commander.